Hello, good afternoon. Greetings, everyone. So, I'm going to say I watched a story time, and it was this young lady YouTube channel. I don't know who that was trying to call my phone. But I watched this story time about this young lady who have YouTube channel. I don't want to say her name, but she's young. She's like 21 or something like that. Now, her story time, it was very disturbing to me. It was crazy because of what she said that she did. And it's like, some people, feel like that they're too good to get cheated on, or people don't have the right to be cheating on them because they think that they're all that in a bag of chips, and it's not true. Some of the most good looking people in the world gets cheated on all the time, and that's just what it is. But anyway, let me go ahead with the story. So yesterday I was watching her story time, this young lady, and she's a popular YouTuber. She was saying how she had a best friend, and she also had a boyfriend. She told the story. She said one day her and her boyfriend and her best friend decided to go to the carnival. And when they stopped to get on the carnival rides, her boyfriend was trying to make her get on one of those rides that, the the rides, it goes high up in the sky. Is very scary. And she told she said she told her boyfriend she wasn't getting on that ride because she was afraid. Okay. So she said at the time when that happened, her best friend said, "Well, I've never tried getting on a ride like this. I'll get on." She says she was thinking that her best friend was going to get on the ride behind her boyfriend. But she said the best friend got on the ride and sitting next to her boyfriend. And she said she just watched. And she said that her boyfriend gave her a look, but then he just looked straight ahead. Now, I feel like from that moment, at the time when that was happening to her, the way that she was telling the story, she was holding all that inside. She was holding all that resentment inside against the best friend, because the whole time she said she knew her best friend liked her boyfriend, but she just didn't want to think that her best friend would ever do anything to betray her trust. Now, she said some time went by, and her boyfriend came over to her house, and she said she was thinking about going through his phone. She said she sent him in her kitchen to make her some macaroni. And she said while he was making her macaroni, she went through his phone, and she saw um, that her boyfriend had been texting numerous of girls, Snapchatting girls, And she said she saw in his phone that her best friend and her boyfriend had been following each other on Instagram. And she said she really felt a way about that because she's like, since when do they follow each other? And something seemed fishy to her. So, therefore, now I'm about to get down to the meat and the potatoes of the story. She said her and her boyfriend broke up. She said as soon as her boyfriend gave her the hot bowl of macaroni, she said that she was giving him an evil look, and she said that he said, "Babe, you good? What's wrong?" She said she threw the macaroni in his face, and she said she told him to get the fuck out. And he's like, she said that he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you throwing some motherfucking food, some hot ass food in my face like that?" And she said he was cleaning the macaroni off of him, but she said she didn't give a damn if it did burn him because it needed to burn his ass. So, she said that they had broke up for a little bit. They had broke up for a little bit. She said he tried to call her, and he had came over one day to give her some flowers and to apologize. And she said she took the flowers out of his hands and she slammed the door in his face, which I would have done the same thing. Then she says she decided to call her best friend, and she said her best friend had said what's wrong. She's like, well, she told her best friend her and her boyfriend had broke up, and she had found that he had been texting several girls in his phone through Snapchat and Instagram. And she said that it was something weird how her best friend kept asking her, like, did you see, do you know who the girl is that he was texting? And she also said she had a conversation with her best friend, telling her best friend that she felt insecure and she felt sad because she was a virgin and she knew that her boyfriend wanted sex. And she couldn't give that to him, but she said her best friend was already experienced and had sex before. But then, okay, she said she had called her best friend and asked her to come over, and they was going to have a girls' day. And they was going to do each other nails and watch movies and eat snacks and everything. She said she wanted her best friend to come over. They can have a sleepover. So she said her and her best friend was having fun with each other. She said the whole time she was trying to keep a straight face because she felt a type of way, and she felt like her friend had been messing around with her boyfriend behind her back, which was the truth. And this is how she found it out. She said she waited until her best friend said she was going to take a shower. So she said she waited until she heard her turn the shower on, and she got her best friend phone off the charger. She said she remembered her password, and she said that she found in the Instagram messages between the two of them, and the best friend was telling her boyfriend, don't you ever go back and tell her that me and you did something together, and that we slept together and all that. And said that they had been texting each other for like a month. She said she was so angry, she was so mad. She went outside and she was sitting on this trampoline. And I know some of you know what a trampoline is. Is this the thing that people jump on? Adults and kids, to have fun. But she said she was sitting on a trampoline and she was crying and tears was just falling down her face. So she says that her best friend had came outside and she saw that her best friend's hair was still wet, as her best friend had just got done taking a shower. And she said her best friend came and sat by her and said, what's wrong? Are you alright? Why are you sitting out here? So she said she gave her best friend the most evilest look, and she said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell the truth. Because Jordan had already told me that was the name of the boyfriend. Had already told me what happened between you and him. Did you mess around with my man? And she said that her best friend stood up and she was like, what? Like that. And she's like, her best friend was like, why would you think I would do something like that? You need to stop being so insecure. She said before she knew it, she stood up and her best friend was already standing up, but she stood up and she took her fist and punched her and knocked her off the trampoline. She punched to the ground. She said that her best friend was leaking, full of blood in her face. Then she said after she saw that her best friend fell on the ground from her hitting, she said she got on the ground with her best friend and she was punching her and calling her a bitch and saying, how could you do me that way? Why would you be messing around with my boyfriend and you supposed to be my friend? And then she said that her best friend was trying to fight back, but she couldn't fight, and she was like, she said that her best friend is like, we supposed to be friends and you fighting me? She said her brother came outside and broke up the fight. Then her mama came outside and was like, what's going on? And she's like, I guess she was told what happened. And then she was like, her mom told the best friend, go get your stuff. I'm about to take you home. So she says that she told her mom, if she gets in that car, I'm going to beat her up. I'm going to fight her. And then she says that after she told her mama that, her mama was like, well, I'm just going to call your mom and let your mom come and pick you up. Which, that's what happened. The girl mama came and picked her up. She said after that, her and the girl wasn't friends anymore. But the thing that I really find most disturbing is like how that is so evil, and that is so like, that's a person with a very dangerous mind. And the whole time the best friend didn't even know that this girl was mad at her. The girl didn't even know that the girl had plotted and acted like they was gonna have fun and everything, and then went through the girl phone, found her boyfriend number in the girl phone, and then plotted to beat her up and did beat her up. And my thing is, like, I got upset watching the story time about her saying that she beat the girl up, because it's like, at the end of the day, why are you the maddest at her? It takes two. Now, I can understand she feel betrayed. I can understand she felt like she probably wanted to slap the girl because the girl was supposed to be her friend, but went behind her back. And then the fact that when they were at the carnival, the girl sat in the rides next to her boyfriend and rode on the rides with her boyfriend, and she just stood there and watched. I know she probably was holding all that inside, and but she was thinking about that when she punched the girl and knocked her off the trampoline, and then got on top of her and started beating. Like, to me, it's like, it might have felt good to her at the moment to beat the girl up, but at the end of the day, that boy probably still went back and slept with her friend. Especially because they were still broken up. They never did get back together. And it's dirty. Like, it's just like, if another girl is mad at another girl for sleeping with her man, and she invite the girl over and she kill her. Inviting somebody to your house under false pretenses, trying to make it seem like you're just being friendly and all you want to do is talk. But I got mad at that story time. And I got mad at that young lady because it's like, at the end of the day, the girl still had your man. She still had him. She probably slept with him more than one time than what you read in the phone. She probably slept with him again right after you beat her up, and you and her wasn't friends again. It's like, it may have felt good at the moment for her to beat the girl up, but at the end of the day, girl, a man is gonna be a man, and he probably slept with her 5 more times after you and her was done being friends, and after you didn't want to take him back. So it's like, are you fighting over a dude for it? Like, I just found that story time of that young lady, and I don't want to say her name. I just find that story time to be very disturbing. I just found it to be very just disgusting, because you don't invite somebody to your house under false pretenses when you have every intention to harm them, beat them up over a dude. Over a dude that she really wasn't going to be with the rest of her life, and she wasn't going to end up marrying him, especially if he had been pressuring her to have sex with him. And she didn't do it because she was a virgin, but her friend knew that there was the girl insecurity, so she went and slept with the boy, and that was just such a mess. But that is my content for now. I'm a little bit exhausted. I need to go take a nap. I'm tired. I've been cooking for about 2 hours. I'm finally done cooking my gravy and rice and meat and stuff. I'm about to get some rest, and until then, y'all stay blessed.